Hello and welcome back to Granted Gardens. Today we're going to do another episode on our kitchen series, and this one's going to be on juicing. So juicing is something that I've started doing fairly recently, I guess within the last couple months, and been trying to make it a habit to do it every day. So I thought that I would get on. Number one, I'll show you like my typical juicing recipe. Most of the time I just kind of throw in like whatever we've got in the refrigerator. I've learned some tips and tricks of stuff that doesn't work so well in the juicer. But I've got a Jack LaLanne juicer. I think it's an older model. I actually got it on FreeCycle from like our local community FreeCycle. The lady said that she just got really tired of cleaning it, that she only used it a couple times and didn't want to put in the effort to clean it. So when I got it, it did not come with a book or anything. I had never juiced before, so there was a learning curve on how to use this machine. Plus, to take it apart, I was struggling so hard. I literally had to go on YouTube and research how to take apart this juicer in order for me to clean it. And I did not find any videos on the model that I have. So I finally figured it out just based on piecing it together from other models. But I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the process of cleaning it too at the end here. So if you do have a model like mine and you're struggling, I have found a couple tips and tricks to make it go a lot faster. So I'm going to go ahead and share that with you too. Okay, so this is my Jack LaLanne juicer. I'm going to hold it up and show you guys so you can get a closer look at the machine. Here we go. So the Jack LaLanne power juicer, this is what it looks like. Nothing too crazy. So my first tip, and then obviously this is the little back pouch. So if you're not familiar with juicing, right up here you go ahead, you put the vegetables into the top, push them down, and then in here it actually separates the vegetables or whatever it is that you're juicing. So the actual juice will come out on this side, and then back on this end you'll have this little bucket that catches all of the more like dense materials, so all of the shavings and stuff. So my number one first trick for this, great trick, saves my life. I have one of these little, we get these plastic baggies from the grocery store when we buy our vegetables, the smaller plastic baggies. If you don't line this, it takes a lot of time for you to clean this out. And it's a pain to clean it out, and then you've got leftovers in your sink that you have to clean out, and you're probably trying to get it into the trash can and it's all over the floor. Step number one for saving time is take one of these little plastic baggies and just put it right here inside of this bin. So this will save you a lot more time. You can, after it's done, you just pull out the plastic baggie, and I'll show you a little bit of what we do with that in a second. So time saver number one, plastic bags. Then so you're just gonna go ahead and slip this underneath. Okay, this is a better view. So once you've got your plastic baggie in, you just go ahead and kind of tuck this underneath. It should fit right under there, like so. Nothing too crazy, super simple. Okay, so next you want to prepare your vegetables and fruits. So I usually go a very simple route. My recipe really consists of 1 cucumber, 4 to 5 carrots, and 1 apple. I don't really do much prepping for this other than washing my fruits and vegetables, and then I just cut the apple in half just due to the size purpose to fit it in up here, but just a quick slice in half. So next is kind of one of the harder parts, is finding a cup or something to catch the juice that just so happens to be the perfect height. These mugs that I have here are just a little too tall, but I like to use them to catch the juice. So we'll get started. Okay, so just a couple quick tips here. Your little spout here does have an option of you can push it up and it'll stay up. So if you're in the middle of juicing and you're running out of room in your cup and you need to get a different cup to fill it up or to catch it with, you can just, like I said, you can just push it up like that and it'll stay, and that'll keep the juice from pouring out. And then you just push it right back down once you get the cup underneath. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get started. Like I said, as far as prepping my vegetables, I just clean them. I don't bother peeling them or anything because the juicer is going to do the majority of that job. So we'll just go ahead. We got it plugged in, flip it on. It's fairly loud, but not too terribly distracting. I could see how possibly if you have other people in the house that are working on something, it could get a little loud, but we'll see. All right, we'll start off with our carrots. So again, very minimal prep. Go ahead and put them in. All right, so just to give you an idea here, that was 2 carrots, I think. I've got a decent amount of juice in this cup from just those 2 carrots. And then you can kind of see over here, this is what comes out the other side. It's very chopped up, very dicey, shredded. This is the leftover of your carrots after we've juiced them. So it's fairly dry. There's multiple uses for this. I always tell people it's not worth throwing it away. Find something to do with it. We like to use it in our compost pile for our Back to Eden garden. I might be able to show you that in a minute. So we'll keep going here. One more thing that I'd like to point out, it may be obvious, but I just so happened to miss it the first time that I did this. Your little lever thing that you push down, it actually has a flat side right here. I don't know if you can see that. So the rest of it is very round, but then right on this, there you go, now you can see it. There's a flat side. That flat side is going to match up with a flat side on your base. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So that flat side is going to match up with this flat side here on your base. So you want to make sure, sometimes if you get caught up in juicing in the heat of the moment and you don't make positive that that flat side's there, like here, you really could find a way to put this in incorrectly and push down, and it's virtually impossible to pull it back out. I had to grease it to pull it back out. So make sure that you are putting the flat side up against the flat side. That should just kind of fall in all by itself. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and finish this up with the cucumber and the apple. Now, if you can see, I'm actually almost to the top here, filled up with just my carrots and my cucumber. So now I'm going to stop this because it is about to overflow. I'm just going to pop this up so that the liquid stops coming out. You can see it's super full. I'm going to go ahead and pour this into my larger mug in order to finish with my apple. So I usually just drink my juice out of something similar to this. So I think I got this from like Home Goods a while ago. Basically all it is just a plastic cup with a little flippy top, and it does come with the mixer piece. But with it being juice, there's not like there's really anything powdery to mix up, but sometimes it's nice to use this just to mix the flavors together more. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna pour my juice into my cup. And you can see, I mean, it's not thick at all. It is definitely juice. There's no chunks in here. It's very, very, so I'm gonna just set my lid on that for now, bring my cup back, lower my little spout here, and start with the apples. Now the apples are sometimes harder to get them to juice correctly. I could probably chop them up more, but with just a little bit of pressure it tends to work fine for me. They're chopped up, it'd probably go quicker. There we go, I chopped this one up. We'll see if this goes quicker. Whoop. Yeah, that was a lot easier. So I'm gonna just wait for the juice to finish running out, and then once the juice stops running out, you can shut your machine off and I'll show you how to clean it. Now you can get really creative with the stuff that you put in your juice. I was doing strawberries when they were in season. They're delicious. They work really, really well in the juicer. I tried raspberries because they were on sale at our local Food Lion, our local grocery store. Raspberries did not work very well. There was no juice that came out. They just chopped them up and dumped them in the trash side. So the raspberries did not work for me. But you can experiment and see what kind of stuff you like and what other stuff you'd like to add into it. I actually really like carrot juice. So I love the carrot side of it, and cucumbers also are my favorite. So I could just drink carrots and cucumbers and I'd be fine. The apple helps sweeten it up a little bit though. But I love it. Very fresh, so delicious. I use it as my lunches. That's why it's just a lot easier to toss it, make this and toss it in the car with me. And I can drink it while I'm driving to work or driving for work, as opposed to having to like eat something. So it works out pretty well for me. I'm gonna go ahead and show you some tips and tricks on how I clean my juicer coming up next. Check it out. Okay, so first and foremost, like I said earlier, I'm getting my water filled up. Here, I'll shut that off. So first and foremost, like I said earlier, super easy. For this, you can just take the bag right out and boom, boom, clean, done. Makes that part a lot quicker. So what I do is I will put this, keep these in bags. I actually got quite a few of them, and then walk them out to the Back to Eden garden and spread them around on the Back to Eden garden, because it's really just a bunch of plant matter, so it'll be perfect for that. Alrighty, so for starters, you need to pull this little cap back. This just holds the lid on while you are juicing. If this is not locked into place right in that groove and you turn the juicer on, the juicer will not work. So you always got to make sure that that's locked in while you're juicing or before you start. But you just pull this back, super simple, okay? Then we've got just this part comes right out. You know, you can go ahead, I like to rinse first and then wash, so that part comes off. The top here comes out. Now, I like to have my bag available for this. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. I tied it. Let me grab it. Okay, I like to have my bag close for this because the underneath of this part has a lot of chopped up stuff. So this is really a two-handed job. I'm gonna have to put the camera down, but I'm gonna just go ahead and sift out that into my bag. Now for cleaning this part out, the easiest thing to use, you guys, is this little addition here, is our little hose. Use this because this will help get into those crevices and stuff in between the dividers here. And this all should rinse off very easily. Now, the other trick is not to let this sit. Make sure that you rinse this stuff out as soon as you are done juicing. If you let this sit, all of these little particles are going to dry and harden, and then you're going to have to scrub to get them off. So do this right away. So here is the part. This is the part that I struggled with the most, that I could not find anything on YouTube to help me. This is an older model. Now, the newer models, they did correct this issue, and they've come out with a little key that in the newer models has holes, so you use the key to pop out the chopper part here. In this older model, that key did not exist. The holes do not exist. So it was really hard for me without a manual to figure out how I was supposed to get this out of here to clean it. I'm going to show you how to do it though. So what we've got here is, this is the chopping part, and it's connected pretty well to the rest of the base. Now, if you didn't know that this is how it's supposed to happen, you would think you were breaking it. It takes a little bit of time and some elbow grease, but you've just got to put your fingers down in between that lip and pull up. And as you keep pulling up, you'll see that you start getting some space there. So just let it spin, go around the edges, and pull up until it pops right out, okay? So that's the way to do that. That was hard to figure out without a manual. Now, next is the trick to cleaning this. So you can see it's got all those little crevices and holes, and all of this stuff is stuck in there. Yes, this would probably take forever to clean, but I'm going to show you the trick to clean it quickly. First off, what you're going to need, I've got gross fingers, is a scrubby. So you can get this one I think I got from the dollar store. You just need a scrubby, something with little bristles on it, something with little teeth. Then you're going to turn the water on. Do not do it right side up. Turn it over. Turn it over so that all the stuff that's in the cracks will fall out the way that it got in. If you do it this way, you're just going to push the stuff deeper in the cracks. This way, they'll naturally come out. They'll fall out a lot quicker. Tyler's not here, so I'm having to get creative for how to videotape this because I need 2 fingers, or 2 hands. So you're going to take your scrubby, and you want to get in these crevices, and you're just going to wash back and forth with the scrubby. There you go, like that, back and forth, and do this under the water stream and it'll go a lot quicker. But like I said, I'm limited on hands. But you can see it by just me scrubbing back and forth already. You can see a lot of it's falling out. Look how much cleaner this is. This will take you 2 seconds to clean this. That's the trick, guys. Upside down and with a scrubby brush. Alright, so then once you've gone around the edges upside down with your scrubby, you can turn it over. You really only need to do 1 go around right here in the center to get the rest of it off. And then I'm going to go ahead and let it soak for a little bit. But like you saw, there's not really anything left here. There's no choppings left. So that's the trick. That's the easy way to do it. Then last but not least, we just have this section that needs to come off. I will kind of go around the edges, save myself some time scooping that out of the sink, put it in my bag, and then it's just this piece, bam, comes right off. Everything on that base should be totally clean. There should be nothing left that has juice or shreddings in it. Then you're going to take this over, and again, just rinse it out, let it soak, wash it off. So that's it for your basic how to juice Jack LaLanne 101. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope that I saved somebody some time with how to use this juicer. Hopefully I saved y'all some trouble as well. If you guys have any juicing recipes that you really like, please comment below. Like I said, this is my basic go-to. I really haven't experimented that much. I just realized how well carrots and cucumbers juice, and so I stuck with it. But if you've got any good ones, make sure you put them below or send me a message. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I look forward to sharing more with you soon.